Come on now. Yeah. It's us against everybody fool. Nothing but the Bulls. Nothing but the Bulls. It's us against everybody. Y'all should know the rules. Nothing but the Bulls. Nothing but the Bulls. Live from the Madhouse on Madison, between Damon and Ashland. You see a team of warriors in black with red with some white accents, ready for action. For any set of 18 ballers claiming they active, y'all better ask them LA boys what really happened. It don't matter home or away, we catching y'all lacking. Why you laughing? Think it's all get easy. We send Josh from half court to get busy. We rise quickly because I said he never cower. Be like trading family tree and send us all our flowers. Send them to the locker room, crying in the shower. The way we pull it up, section 25th hours. It's us against everybody, we the crown jewel. Nothing but the Bulls, nothing but the Bulls.
Don Jones is Eric Briscoe, baby.
What's up, Bulls Nation? Welcome to another episode of Nothing But Bull. Real fans, all Bulls, no bullshit. I'm your host, Young Jordan. As always, my co-host, John and C. Red. We are the Bulls Bros. And this is the second installment of the Dynasty Series, going with the repeat in 1992, which is probably harder to do than win your first championship, right, John? You got to defend it.
Yeah, you've got the magnifying glass on you. Every team that's playing you is acting like it's a game 7 and they're trying to prove themselves. And when you have that target on your back, makes it a lot more difficult. But, you know, the team took the Bulls by the horns and had an even better regular season than 91. What's up, Charles? Philly Charles the fourth.
Philly the 4 in here.
Philly the fourth.
Danny's in here. Chris.
Chris. Yep.
What's up, yo? But yeah, bitch. Now you're under the microscope of, okay, you won one. Was that a fluke? Can you do it again?
That's right.
As we all know, the Bulls are going to prove that it was not a fluke.
Well, and what drove Michael and the Jordanaires even more so was the fact that Detroit had just won back-to-back.
Yep.
So they wanted to prove that they could win back-to-back as well.
We still call them the Jordanaires in 92?
The Jordanaires. It was still the Jordanaires, absolutely.
I mean, hey, it wasn't the Jordanaires for that game 6.
Nope.
Finals.
Game 6 comeback from 15 down.
Yeah.
In my mind, the highlight of that series, right there with the shrug.
Okay, but for everybody that's actually in here, of course, answer this too, man.
I've got a great.
Which was the better team?
Which was the better team? The 92 Bulls team or the 91 championship team? I've got my reasons. I've got my opinion, but I want to hear from you all first. Laughing my ass off, damn, John. Philly the fourth.
What up, Samidity?
What's up, Samidity? What's going on? So, Bulls Nation, which team was better? Which squad? The 91 team or the 92 team?
Somebody says, stop making me pick between my favorite.
My favorite hermanos. Well, if you were to ask Stacey King who the greatest team of all time was, he would say
1992.
Not 96, 92. So most Bulls fans, most fans in general wouldn't agree. But they were actually on their way to winning 70 games as well. They went on a West Coast road trip, struggled in Texas, lost the 2 to San Antonio and Houston, and started to lose a little more after that. And it got to a point where 70 games wasn't really something they were focused on. They never really were to begin with, but the media was pushing heavy for it. 3 games shy, though, 67-15. But I would say the 92 season was more successful, especially the regular season. You're going up from 61 to 67 games. At that point, Jordan was even more confident after winning his first championship. Pippen took another leap. Horace Grant became one of the league's premier power forwards. And together, they really understood the triangle at its fullest. So I would say the 92 team, I would put them over the 91 team.
Yeah, same. Going 92. They had a tougher opponents to deal with in the playoffs.
Definitely. Had a much more difficult playoff run. Particularly the Knicks semifinal series. Rest in peace to the legend Stacey King.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. But to me, the 1991 Bulls proved they could win, as the 1992 Bulls proved they could dominate. They took that domination to another level in 92.
He says, I would say 92 is a team who knew who they were, almost like a self-realization, as they knew they were the top dogs. But he also says 92 Bulls are the better team. They had the championship swagger at that point. They weren't super worn down by then, and they were still hungry to prove they belonged with the Lakers and Celtics. MJ was a demon.
Yeah, a lot of people actually say that was Michael's overall best season.
Yeah, it's up there. I mean, he had quite a few that you could say were his best season.
Well, I feel like it was his most accomplished year when you also factor in the 92 Dream Team winning an Olympic gold medal. And with that, he really transcended the NBA, and not only the NBA, but his own brand worldwide. It took it to another level where it became a worldwide thing. And the NBA and basketball in general really grew a bunch from there.
Yeah. Danny, John says this like all the time.
Yeah.
We had a time machine.
Yep.
Going back to the 90s.
Yeah, put me in a time machine, put me in a DeLorean with the Bulls logo on it, and take me back to April of 91, please. Just let me keep reliving that time.
Yeah, I would agree. That's definitely where I'm going with a time machine. Like, well, it's time to go actually go into Chicago Stadium and watch these games in person.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like you said, MJ, that was a pretty accomplished season. Second straight MVP.
Yep.
Scoring champ again. Remained one of the league's best defenders, making the all-defensive team. And he just played like this was his league now.
Yeah, he won his 6th straight scoring title as well.
Yeah. So we got to ask again. Another question for everybody. Was 1992 MJ's best year before retirement? It's the peak time machine usage. We seeing something. The GOAT Live dominate the league. Definitely. I know submitting against is tough. Like, yeah, we're not asking easy questions, man.
Well, if you look at it just statistically alone, you'd have to point to 1988, where he averaged 35 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, or even the year after, where he averaged 32 and a half, 8 rebounds and 8 assists. Actually, Michael said that was his best year in 89. But in 88, he also won the Defensive Player of the Year, as well as the MVP. He's also the Slam Dunk champion and the All-Star Game MVP in Chicago. Chicago was the host that year.
Yeah. I'm seeing comments for 96, 97, 98. The question was 92 his best year before his first retirement?
Yes, I would say so. when you include the championship, the finals MVP, then also the Olympic gold medal.
What's up, Amira? Glad you
Amira.
found me on the chat.
All right. What's going on, Amira? Thanks for joining us. Yep, 88 he was the dunk champion in Chicago. To this day, it's still known as the greatest dunk contest of all time, right there with Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon. Dominique and Michael were just going head to head, back and forth, back and forth. They're still, to this day, in barbershop, people are still having debates about whether Dominique should have won or Jordan. So something that's still being talked about to this day, 38 years later.
Billy says the year he won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year has to be a choice. He was insane, ridiculous. But Michael's best year as champion.
I like that take.
Yeah.
I like that take.
That's very well put.
Very well put.
I'd have to agree with that. Submitted says first three-peat Jordans where his athleticism was at its peak and control. Second three-peat elite touch and finesse.
Yeah, and not only that, he became very proficient on the fadeaway jumper.
Yeah.
And was also, as you could see in game one, where he had a point to prove, much like 8-Ball, C-Dub had a point to prove in Summer League. The shrug, 6 3-pointers in the first half. Right in Clyde Drexler's mug. Because the debate then was, who's the better player, Clyde or Mike? And Mike put those thoughts to bed. The swiftness.
I was like, I'm going to stop you right there, man.
Yep. Okay, you think Clyde might be better than me? You think he's better because he can shoot threes and I can't? Okay, watch this.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there. Clyde Drexler was nowhere near Michael Jordan.
No.
Not even close.
No.
They had similar stats, sure, but when Jordan played him, he dominated. As you alluded to, 6 3-pointers in the first half of the finals, the iconic shrug.
Yeah.
Jordan was all defensive team that year. Check if Clyde Drexler's name is on that. Spoiler alert, it's not.
That's right.
The media just needed something to do. Clyde was nowhere near Michael's level.
Well, that was NBC's way of pushing the agenda on ratings. You know, the year before, it was easy sell. Magic Michael. Well, this year they had to do Clyde Michael, you know. Let's see what's going on. Thanks for joining. Fadeaway was unguardable. I need Caleb to study it. Be so sick in his arsenal. Yeah, bring that fadeaway, that midway fadeaway back, Caleb, please. Give me the hot sauce.
Philly said Clyde is salty about it, but he'd be lucky to tie MJ shoes. Yeah, Danny says MJ hated the comparison and gave him fuel to destroy him. Yeah, he definitely took it personal, and for good reason.
Definitely. It was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, it was like, nah. Nah. It was MJ basically saying, nah, y'all got me fucked up. Like, that guy? No.
Yep.
Not even close. So, but, you know, we talked about MJ and he called them Jordanaires, John, but
yep,
you had to do it as a team. And so the question was like, who improved the most from the 91 championship team to the 92 championship team?
I've got my answer, but I want to see what these guys have to say first.
Mr. Clyde the Glide. Like, I'm gonna have to go with Scottie
Pippen. Scottie Pippen, no doubt, more confident offensively. That year, that was his first year where he averaged over 20 points a game. He averaged 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, almost 3 steals, and shot 53% from the field. That was before the three-point shooting Scotty we saw in his later years. That guy was just a slasher. He rarely shot threes. He would make them every now and then, but he was definitely at his best slashing, and he also had a pretty good post-up game as well, mid-range.
Yep.
But yeah, he became an elite defender. He took a lot of pressure off Michael, and he was, for the first time, he was really looking like a legitimate franchise type player, the perfect Robin to Jordan's Batman.
Yeah, and we alluded to that Game 6 comeback in the finals. It was the bench, but it's also Scottie Pippen out there who was able to, take the leadership of that group and push them back to closing that gap before they brought Jordan back in to close it up.
And one thing, when we had that lunch with Stacy, you remember, Stacy said that was a normal thing. Phil would sit Michael and the rest of the starters, but leave Scottie out with the bench.
Yep.
And that's what they would do on a regular basis. Scottie was the conductor. He was the guy. He was the point forward, as he usually was. But they really fed well off of Scottie. In particular, that fourth quarter, we had Scottie Pippen down 15. Michael's not feeling himself. Phil says, "Take a seat. Let's regroup." So puts out there Scottie Pippen, Bobby Hansen, B.J. Armstrong, Scott Williams, and the great Stacey King. Now at this point, I'm watching the game. I'm like almost 11 years old at the time. And I'm really into this game. I'm like, you know what? And my dad says, "Nah, son, got to go to bed." They're down by 15. They'll have one more game. Bulls lost the game. So I'm all upset. And I wake up the next morning, I see the newspaper. Bulls come back and win. So.
One day he'll say he's the GOAT.
One day he'll say he's the GOAT. Exactly. So, good point.
Yeah.
Zombie.
It's for 92. I talked about they faced tougher opponents in the playoffs than the 91 team. Primarily being the New York Knicks, who pushed that team into 7 games in the semifinals, basically because of how physical they were. It was like the next evolution of the bad boy Piston Jordan rules became the physical confrontations with the Bulls and the Knicks.
Yeah, that team was rugged, just as much so as the Pistons before. The Bulls thought we got past the Pistons, no more of that heavy beating, getting into the paint. The Knicks definitely were that team. They were definitely the bad boy Knicks, especially in 92. They were rugged, very tough. They beat us in game 1. The year before, we played the same Knicks team in round 1. That's the series where Jordan had that famous dunk over Ewing at Madison Square Garden. And I mean, just obliterated the Knicks in that series. So most people thought, oh, it's going to be a sweep, maybe a 5-game series. No, the difference was Pat Riley took over that year. Pat Riley was the head coach, not the year before. It was John McLeod. So just goes to show how great of a coach Pat Riley was. Great basketball mind. Got to respect it. But, going into Chicago, game 7, it was a good reflecting moment. Michael asked his dad, should I take the lead? Should I just go in and score at will and try to put the game on myself, or should I look for teammates? And James Jordan said, this is your game, Michael. Go out and take it. And he did. He scored 42 points in a game that wasn't even close. From the very beginning, they blew out the Knicks, beat them by about 30 points. It was an unbelievable game to watch. If you haven't yet, I highly recommend watching Game 7 of the 92 semifinals.
Definitely. But you brought up the Jordan dunk over Ewing.
Yes.
So I got to ask the question. Who had the better dunk over Ewing? Was it Jordan or was the infamous Pippen dunk where he like stepped over him his way?
Oh, man. I'll say this. The Pippen dunk was more disrespectful and more nasty, especially the finish.
Yeah. Melissa is disrespectful.
Disrespectful, but
low key.
I will say that the Jordan dunk was more difficult. Scotty was running on a fast break, and his momentum got him in that spot where Jordan had nowhere to go. He was being trapped by Starks and Oakley, two of the better defenders in the NBA. Got by them and had barely any space, and there you are. You got 7'1" Patrick Ewing going way up, and Jordan's just out jumping him.
Yeah.
So I would say, I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm going 50-50. I love them both equally. The two best dunks in Bulls history. That's all I could say.
Yeah. People in the chat, Melissa, Phil, Danny are always saying Pippen's dunk. You know, for me, it's Jordan.
Well, another reason why I'm probably more biased towards Pippen with the Jordan dunk, I didn't see that happen live. The Pippen dunk I did, and I was going nuts because I'll tell you, I probably never hated the Knicks more than that 94 semifinal series, which also went 7 games. We didn't have Michael. We lost in 7. Very close battle at the Garden to the Knicks. And so I guess the fact that I saw it live, it resonates a little bit more. But, yeah, I got to go 50-50. I mean, the Jordan dunk, you could make the case that that's the best dunk ever, period.
Yeah, the Jordan dunk is my favorite dunk of in-game dunk of all time. Like you said, he was trapped by 2 good defenders in Oakley and Starks, gave him the fake out, spun around him, and he went vertical on Patrick. Scotty had a runway. MJ just went up.
Yeah.
Put it on his head.
I'm jealous you got to watch it live. Remember, I was
making us feel super old.
You really can't go wrong with either. I mean, this is a debate that I've put on Bulls Fam and Facebook over the years, probably at least a dozen times, and it's always usually 50-50.
And then he said, all right, we got to swing vote for MJ.
Yeah. Just great dunks. I love it. I need to see Caleb Wilson do that to Andre Drummond. He's a Knick. I need to see him do that to Andre Drummond this coming year at the Garden.
Criticizing like the debate. I'm like, damn, why you guys think Andre Drummond? I mean, he was a fan favorite with us when he was here.
Because he left us.
They let him go. I don't think like he just was like, all right, I don't want to play for the Bulls anymore. It was AK.
Yeah, good point. AK screwed that up as well as anything else. No, you know what? Make it Cat.
Yeah,
we need him to dunk over Cat. Yeah. That's right. That's right, Philly. Cat.
Yeah, put Cat on the poster.
Put Cat on the poster. That poster machine.
Yeah, Billy did screw over Andre Drummond.
He did.
Absolutely.
That's 100%.
Absolutely. He didn't play him at all.
I think him and Vooch played a total of 5 minutes together, if that.
Yeah. That's a topic. What?
Yeah.
We're rid of bubblegum, so
that's right.
We'll end it with that.
He's right there with Meathead.
But yeah,
down in the dumpster.
another opponent for the Bulls in that '92 was the Eastern Conference Finals, and that Cavs team. I mean, it was no slouch. Mark Pierce, Brad Dorffy, Larry Nance, Craig Elo, Hot Rod Williams.
Yeah. Lenny Wilkins, an all-time great coach. Yeah. Took the Bulls to 6. was fairly close, not nearly as tough as the Knicks series.
So,
But to this day, I still wish the Celtics had beaten the Cavs in that semifinal series because we would have seen Jordan beat Bird on Bird's way out. That was his last season in the NBA. That would have been the perfect ending to Bird's career. Another torch given away to Mike.
yeah. Definitely. But yeah, so I know you already just said that the Knicks were kind of the tougher opponent for the Bulls in that run to that second championship. But where's the 92 Knicks the toughest Eastern Conference opponents the Bulls face in that first three-peat?
I'm gonna let the people decide that one. I've got my opinion.
Right. Cavs team's tough, but MJ had their number.
He did. Even the year before, in '88, before the shot over Elo, Michael averaged 44 points a game that series.
And Philly agrees with you that it would have been awesome for the Bulls to have defeated the Celtics and Larry Bird in that final.
That would have been so perfect.
Philly is thinking, like, were they the toughest team? And the toughest Eastern Conference team of the first three-peat. We're going to put them up there against the bad boy Pistons in 91.
I'm going to go ahead and say, to me, it's the Knicks.
Okay.
Whether if it's 92 or 93, that's where the discussion comes into play. Because the 92 team, the 93 teams, they were completely different. They retooled the roster. They got rid of Xavier McDaniel. They got rid of Mark Jackson and replaced them with, Derek Harper and Charles Smith. Also, Anthony Mason was a lot bigger key part in 93. That was a very tough team. They were also the number one seed in the East that year, 62-20. They had home court advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. They were up 2-0 in 93. I'm going to go with the 93 Knicks Eastern Conference Finals, even though it only went 6 games. I think that was the tougher team.
Okay. Yeah, Phil, we're asking who was the toughest Eastern Conference opponents the Bulls faced in the playoffs of the first three-peat.
So just to go back and recap, in 91, we've got the Knicks in the first round. Then we've got the Sixers in the second round, then the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals. Following year, it was Miami, and then it was the Knicks, then it was the Cavs, and then in 93, it was the Hawks, then the Cavs again, and then the Knicks. So those are the options.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. 93 Knicks, like you said, it went one game less, but that was just tougher overall.
Yeah,
because the year before it was the semifinals.
that's right.
93, that's the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Yep. Billy also said the Knicks definitely in 93.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it's still my favorite defensive sequence of all time. Stacey King was actually part of it. Remember, he mentioned refs missed a charge. Ewing ran, bulldozed right into him. And, of course, the refs weren't going to call it. So while Stacey King's laying on the ground trying to get up, Charles Smith gets rejected not once, not twice, 3-4 times by Scotty and Horace.
I think MJ got one too.
Huh?
I think MJ got one too.
MJ got a swipe. Yep, MJ got a swipe. And you can just hear Marv Albert, strip, stop Smith, stop Smith, stop Smith, stopped again. And then the ball actually goes into Stacey's hands briefly. He fumbles the ball, thankfully. Good thing he fumbled the ball. Because what happened was it ended up in Jordan's hands, and then he threw a home run pass to B.J. Armstrong. Layup at the buzzer. That's just one of the greatest finishes ever. Because if the Knicks had won that game 5, they would have been up 3-2. Game 6 in Chicago, and then the last game would have been in New York. And at that time, the Knicks had won 28 straight games, dating back to '92. So that was an unbelievable game. In my mind, my favorite all-time Bulls or just playoff game in general. Other than the finals, of course.
Yeah. Philly makes a good point. Beating a team multiple times and years in a row is so hard to do. The Bulls were like the Pistons for the Knicks, except they never exercised us.
Exercised us, yeah.
Ewan still probably has nightmares of MJ.
Oh, yeah. You know he does.
What's great is MJ and Patrick are good friends, so MJ's always fucking with him, bringing up.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Two of the main guys on that Knicks team, Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing, those are his two best friends to this day.
Yeah, well, of course, Oakley was a Bull at first. And,
that's right.
Jordan was not happy that he was traded away.
No, he wasn't.
But yeah, the two of maybe his biggest rivals was very good friends in real life.
Yeah.
So okay, we come to the finals. Obviously, we've already alluded to the greatness of the Shrug game. So gotta ask the question: is the Shrug game Jordan's greatest finals performance of the first three-peat? Danny says off topic, but you has a weird shaped head. Grandpa Simpson.
Yes, he does, Danny. He also had a very strange free throw. Remember, he'd be like this, lean back. Very weird free throw.
Yeah.
Well, you already know who I'm going to go with, what game I'll go with, and I'm sure everybody agrees. 45 points. Game 6, 98. Scottie Pippen's hobbled.
First three-peat, y'all. First three-peat.
Oh, first three-peat.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just in general. I'm going to go first three-peat.
Yep.
I'm going to say that's his number 2. That's his second best performance. His best performance was 93 game 4, 55 points, a double nickel in the finals.
Yeah. Definitely hit.
Yeah. In a series that he already averaged 41 points a game. It's still a record that exists to this day.
Yep. Dropped 55 on Sir Charles.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going the 55, the double nickel in the Shrug game. He had 39 points in the game, which was, pretty average for him. But he had 35 in the first half. The game was such a blowout that Phil played him for maybe 4 or 5 point minutes in the second half and then benched him. They didn't need him anymore.
Yeah.
So,
shrugged and then iced his knees for the rest of the game, basically.
That's right. But, that Portland-Chicago series was interesting because it went like this. Chicago blew out the Blazers in game 1. Blew them out. I think it was like 139-96 or something. Game 2, the Blazers beat them in overtime in Chicago. Then you go back to Portland. Chicago won. Then Portland won. So it's 2-2. And then Chicago wins the next 2 games.
Yep. First championship won on the Bulls' home court.
And that was the first time they celebrated a championship with the fans on the court. Jordan came back out and just started going crazy. And he's really the one that started that. Before, the players would just go back into the locker room and run away from the fans. So if you remember in the 91 finals, when the Bulls were winning that championship, the last few seconds, fans were running onto the court. So at that time, fans were allowed to run onto the court. So the players would run away. The NBA did away with that. So, but that was the first time the players were able to celebrate the championship on the court.
Yeah. You can guess why the NBA like decided, yeah, this probably isn't safe.
Right.
Because it was the Madhouse on Madison.
That's right.
The championship.
Yeah. Michael was up on the scores table and just going crazy. It was what a great time to be a Bulls fan. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, I think we covered like pretty much that 92 run. I know I asked, like, was the Shrug game the best, his best performance in that finals in the three-peat era, the first three-peat era, but was the Shrug game the better play versus the switch hand layup from 91 the year before?
So are you saying the last three-pointer that he hit over Cliff Robinson?
Yeah. That three or the switch hands on Sam Perkins in 91.
I'm going to go with the Shrug because it proved that narrative was false about Michael not being able to shoot threes. I feel like it was a lot more impactful.
Okay. Danny says the switch layup was cold.
It was cold, but Michael could probably do that every single game if he wanted to. Scoring 6 threes in the finals, no. That wasn't his game. So yeah. I feel like the accomplishment was a lot bigger, and it also erased that false narrative. Clinched the fact that Michael was by far and away the better player, and not only that, the best player in the world.
Yeah, and I think Meg Johnson told the story that they were playing cards late the night before, and Jordan's like, just watch, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason he looked over at Magic and hit the shrug to say, like, I told you so.
And watching game one, Ahmad Rashad, he was also a big, not only was he a sideline reporter for NBC and one of the best, actually my favorite of all time, sideline reporter. I love Ahmad. Needs to bring back inside stuff. But anyway, he reported that Jordan was lifting heavy before the game, and that was something he normally wouldn't do. Normally, he wouldn't lift on game days and before a game. So the thought was, well, his shot might be a little off. It was completely the opposite. Shot was never better, especially from deep.
Yep. Danny says, true, John, but the layup looked cooler. And Philly says, the reason I love the switch layup, though, because at the moment, he really took the throne of the top player from Magic and Bird.
Okay, yeah. No wrong answers here. No wrong answers.
Yeah, but like all these choices, you really can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with either one.
All right, so let's ask this question. What if the Blazers won the first game? Does the finals become a different series? Definitely got to believe so because they won the second game. The Bulls will be down 0-2 in the finals.
I'm going to go back to history the year before and say absolutely not. Bulls lost the first game at home and ended up winning in 5. I know that they were two different teams, of course. But Bulls also lost game 1 against the Knicks in the semifinals. Still came back. So it's a good question. I still say Chicago wins in 6.
Still, because if they would have lost game 1 and they still lost game 2 overtime, 0-2.
Well, if they lose game 2 as well, I mean,
I'm like, do you have them going 4 straight and still winning in 6, or is there a game 7?
No, there are no finals and game 7s in the Jordan era ever.
4 straight.
4 straight, yes, 4 straight. See, my thought is, we lose game 1 and game 2, it would be an annihilation.
This could happen, yeah. I'm just going off the you lost game 2. What if we lost game 1 as well?
See, that's tough because the difference between the year after, Bulls lost the first 2 games to the Knicks. That was at Madison Square Garden. They had 3 games in Chicago after that. So, yeah, that would have been tough. You would have to win all 3 in Portland and then finish it out in Chicago. The only reason I can't say yes is because Michael always proved he wasn't to be messed with in the finals. Never went to 7. No matter what, MJ is coming through, yes.
Yep, no game 7s for the GOAT.
Game 7s for the GOAT.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah,
that definitely could have been a possibility too. But had they lost that too, I'm still going. They would have won the next 4 because they didn't do game 7s in the finals.
that's right.
So if social media existed back then in 1992 and we had Twitter and X and all that stuff, what would Bulls fans' reaction have been after the Shrug game?
GOAT debate ended. That's simple.
I think it just would have been a lot of people posting the shrug emoji.
Yeah. It would have become an actual emoji that would still exist today on Android and Apple.
Bill says people have been standing like crazy.
It would have been.
Danny said they didn't even print game 7 tickets for the Bulls. Definitely.
That's right.
Danny says that would have been the meme forever.
Yeah.
Even after.
Yeah, it still is.
It still became a meme.
It's still the meme. It's still you probably see when it comes to Jordan and memes, that's probably what you see the most, and that's the shrug.
It says TikTok would have went through a shrug dance phase or something.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that. Let's do a final question about this 92 team. Any game in 92 you wish you could have seen live?
Oh, man.
Which one game would it have been?
Oh, I know the answer to that one right away. No question.
Daddy said it would have been bigger than the crying meme.
Well, it would have been a meme where Jordan was holding Clyde Drexler like a baby. It would have been one of those.
Like how we had the IO holding Trey.
Yes.
It's a baby.
To another level. It would have been super. It would have gone super duper viral.
Phil says the shrug game or the game we clinched the finals.
1,000%. I'm going with the game 6. Can you imagine down by 15? Actually, it was actually 17. It was 17 with like a minute to go in the third. Being down that much and just saying, man, I spent all this money on these tickets. We were supposed to win tonight. And you're just so upset. And then all of a sudden, Bobby Hansen hits that 3. Stacey King hits a couple shots. BJ Armstrong hits a 3. Scotty's driving to the hoop at will. Next thing you know, down by only 4, and then MJ comes back in. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, that's the most exciting Bulls game in NBA history.
I would definitely agree with you on that one. Being there for a championship clinching first time on the Bulls' home floor.
Yeah.
Got to go with that one.
That's the most exciting game ever, just because of what was at stake. Game 6, being down by that much, basically giving up. Like Phil's basically throwing the flag. Okay, Michael, have a seat. This is probably over. And the fact that Stacey King was a part of that, a big part of that comeback, makes it even more special.
Yeah. So that's when they stopped being the Jordanaires, right, John?
Yeah. Yep. And then they proved it even more so in the 94 season when they only lost 55 games, 2 less than the season before. That's when they really proved that.
Right. So I guess to end this episode, we're going to switch to current Bulls news real quickly. The schedule for Bulls Fest was released earlier today. It's coming up in a couple weeks, the 22nd and 23rd of August. Caleb Williams is going to be making an appearance.
Whoa, not Williams. Whoa, you did it. No.
Oh, I did it.
You did it. No.
Caleb Wilson is going to be making an appearance.
It's all right. Every Bulls podcaster does it every day.
Danny says, shout out Stacey King. Of course, rest in peace to that legend. Definitely miss him. Danny says,
yeah.
We at the Bulls Fest.
Bulls Fest, baby. It's coming. We'll be there. The Bulls Bros will be there hanging out with C-Dub.
Yeah, C-Dubs. Wilson.
Caleb Wilson, 8 ball, C-Dub, number 8, will be there hanging out at 3 p.m. Central Time, the United Center.
So, Danny is saying Rookie of the Year for C-Dub.
I might have to do something I normally don't do. Might have to rock the Caleb Wilson jersey I just got and ask him if he can autograph
it. Phil says he has a Bulls and a Bears podcast and messes it up all the time.
Yeah. I didn't want to call you out, but yeah, I've seen you do it a few times too. Really. Didn't want to call you out though.
He'll try to make it to Bulls Fest. We'll link up for sure.
Look, if you live in Chicago and you don't make it to Bulls Fest, you know what? That's disappointing. That's very disappointing. I mean, very, very disappointing. Please, if you're in Chicago, especially with the fact that Caleb Wilson is going to be there, come on.
Yeah. Danny says, get that thing signed, John.
Definitely.
Oh, love. Cognac Boys, what's up? He said, pull up.
Cognac Boys, hey, what's going on?
Phil lives in Davenport, Iowa.
We live in Washington, D.C.
Shout out Phil, Davenport, Iowa, Seth freaking Rollins. Phil said if he was in Chicagoland area, he'd be there without a doubt.
Come on, man. You got to come through so we can do a podcast together, live podcast together at the United Center.
He says, pick him up.
Pick me up.
Phil says, oh, yeah, he knows that self-reference. Danny says, pull up to the UC.
Yeah.
I mean, also on that day with Caleb Wilson, you got Nate Robinson, you got Eddie Curry, Meta World Peace, and Dalen Swain also will be there that Saturday taking photos with Bulls Nation.
You know who I'm really interested in meeting? Ron Artest. I'm really interested in meeting Ron Artest. I'm so glad he's going to be there. That's a Bull that should have never been traded. I know he was a little wacky later on in his career, but he was a great defender. You know, Michael said he was the most difficult defender he ever played against.
Yeah, definitely like broke his ribs in like a pickup game.
Yeah, in a pickup game, yeah.
Before Jordan came back with the Wizards, right?
Yes, that's right. So Toby Awaka's going to be there. Jalen Sellers is going to be there. And don't forget, one of the greatest players to play in the 80s. I don't know if he was a part of the cocaine train or not, but Jeff Sanders will be there.
The cocaine train? Phil, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Bulls Fest is definitely awesome.
Bro, they don't even have a picture of Jeff Sanders in the ad pic that they posted. Did you notice that? I just noticed that. He's not even in there.
Yeah. Daddy said Nate's going to be there too.
Oh, yeah.
He said Coke trade?
Yeah.
Cocaine trade. Yeah. I think it was in the Last Dance.
Oh, yeah, in the Last Dance.
To the traveling cocaine circus.
The traveling cocaine circus. That's what it was.
Yes. That he was drafted onto.
Yeah, the team that lost to Bird, 0-9. I mean, it was just Jordan and a bunch of cokeheads. So
yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, remember, just killed him when you said it. Yeah, he says you wild for that.
Man, good times.
So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Hope to see everybody that's pulling up at Bulls Fest. Next week episode, we're going to take a break from the Dynasty Series because we're going to have a special guest in Adam Amin, who will be joining us for next week's episode. So don't miss that one. But until next time, Bulls Nation, drive home safely, Chicago. Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
Too big, too strong, too fast.